Hey, Rachel, we hit 500 subscribers.
We did it!
We did it. Yep.
Thank you guys so much. We're so excited.
We are?
We're giving away 5 books.
All right, one of them is Spawn 70.
Spawn 70.
One of them, Chamber of Chills 9. One of them, Spider-Man number...
What? Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were wanting me to say it.
Not like the 1963 version.
Yeah.
90s,
Volume 2 or something.
90s gold. Daredevil 188. And last but not least, Timeless number 1, She-Hulk cover, commemorating She-Hulk, who people love to hate. Okay. Yes. Congratulations to our winners. We're going to, Rachel's going to announce them real quick.
We have Tony Stank, Brian Barrick, Alan Cookson, Dennis Mccan, and Zuo Ci. Congratulations! I will leave our contact information in the description box if you can email us or message us on Instagram. We will get these books to you. We're going to make it fun for us. We're going to just box all these up and slap your labels on them randomly. So what we would love is if you could add us on Instagram or just let us know whenever you get your book so that we can see which one you got. We're very excited, and thank you guys so much again for subscribing and supporting us. We have so much fun doing this.
We do. All right.
Love it. Let's
on to 1,000.
On to 1,000, yeah.
I am David, owner of Future Past Vintage Collectibles. This is my daughter, Rachel.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
We're going to get right to it today.
We're doing it.
We've had a lot going on. Lots of great shows that we've dropped recently, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Real quick, what we do is we buy and sell high-grade copper and Bronze Age comics. Raw. We sometimes buy slabs. We sometimes buy from auctions, and we sometimes buy collections. So really focused on what it is that we get and what we want to specialize in. We sell on eBay. We sell at conventions. We do more. What else do we do?
Well, my dad presses books, so a lot of the books that we curate, we really try and find the highest grade books that we can whenever we do purchase books. But with the curated books that we do find, my dad will press them to try and make them even better, and we send them to CGC.
If they need it.
Yeah, if they need it.
Haven't met many that didn't, but you know.
And we send them to CGC, we show you guys some of those, we show you guys the raw books that we're getting, and that's kind of our deal. That's what we do.
That's it. And sometimes we might be heavy on like what we're going to do today. I'm going to do some unboxing that's not CGC, that are collections, or show you some books as well. There are some people on our channel that are newer to collecting or coming back after a long hiatus, exactly what I did. And it's funny, the more I listen to people in the comic community, a lot of them took a step away from collecting. And if you walked away 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it's kind of like you're walking into a new world. When CGC started in 2001, it kind of changed the game a bit because no one really talked about 9/8. It was controversial. So after decades of pressing books professionally and having third-party services, the industry's gotten a little bit tighter about what we think about grading. But there's still a lot of people that don't know how to grade. So, you know, what we're going to do today is talk about some books, the kind of things I focus on. And I've been doing this the whole time. I did this in the 80s at a different level, different books. But I don't really go after books that I don't like. I like a lot. I mean, I really do. I like funny animal books. I like Archies. Not every Archie. I like all that stuff. I also like different genres, but we do really focus on bronze and copper. So when I'm looking at books, I'm looking for attributes. One of the things I was able to do along the way is buy from a known collection, and I talk about it all the time, to nauseam probably, the Monterey collection. And I was fortunate, I picked up over 100 from one series-ish. When I say one series-ish, it's all Tarzan, but it's from different publications and it's different stories. Books like this. So I'll show you. And these are all Monterey. These are all books that were never read primarily. They've never been owned by more than Steve Johnson, who had their collection in California, and the guy who had got these. So, yeah.
I showed that one on.
And on. They're beautiful. Now, I'll tell you, I've gone through these, and I know that the quality of book, and these have retained the page quality from that collection. But man, 30 years really kind of affects things. So at different times, they might have shifted in boxes, and those are not as they sit 9/8, none of them, which is why I press and clean books. So a lot of these, you know, I was looking through them. One thing that they don't have is dirt, but they do have rub. And it's like a newspaper rub that happens in paper. Some of them, very few. They have bundle marks. A lot of books you get out of collections that were bought new like this, they were bundled in twine and thrown, dropped. And I cannot tell you how many times I've had the top of a bundle. And you can tell because it has these gyrations that come across the cover in a squiggly way. And actually, you can get a very high-grade book with those. CGC knows what that is, and it's...
We've shown a couple of them, actually, in some of our unboxings.
But that's really typical. So, fantastic collection. This was a piece of it. I want to show some more.
Got a whole short box of them.
Got the Marvels, too. And the Marvels I didn't collect. I collected the DC personally. And just so you guys know, I was a Tarzan fan at the age of 12. I read Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan, and I got that whole run, by the way. You can hold those.
Oh, yeah.
And they're pristine. So are these expensive? No, they're not. and it's all relative, I guess. I mean, there's some books in here that in 9.8 could get a couple $100 each. There's no monsters in here, but this is what I specialize in. So it's, you know, it's going to be things like this. If somebody wanted to like get a 9.8 copy of Tarzan 4 and didn't know where to go, I would hope that they're looking with me first. And things like this. And I'm not going to stick on like what I sell, but this is also what I'm attracted to. Yeah. Some DC Giants in there, and got a Kong #1 just thrown in there for some reason.
That's a cool cover.
Bernie Wrightson cover, yep. And then we got this other Tarzan run, and I got all of these. Yeah. I've had a lot of these before, and I have some now, and I have some in high grade. All the Korak stuff. I think this is around 1973, 74, right off the top of my head. 20-cent price tags typically are. And I probably have 1,000 books from Steve right now. I just bought 300 or 400 more from another collector, and I bought another collection that's similar to this, and I got about 700 or 800 books that were all between 1979 and 1982. A lot of Thors, just pristine. You can tell this person knew what they were doing when they held a book, when they collected their book, because when a book's 40 years old and it looks better than a newsstand fresh book today, you know that the collector really took care of them. Another thing we do is like I'll buy books in auctions, and I'll it's not speculation. I really try not to get books that are hot. That's not a goal. If I had any word of advice, if something blows up, stay away from it until it doesn't. And you'd be hard pressed to find a book that has never gone down. Books go down. If you stick around and you have patience, you can usually wait to get that book. For some reason, people are kind of obsessed, and you know, we call it fear of missing out, but they're obsessed of having that book at a certain time. And we have all these books for a certain time. I mean, that's the way comics are. But the fact is, if you want smart money that doesn't lose 30, 40% when you go to sell it, best time to buy a book is when it's cold, or when you find one and you cannot ever find that copy. Those are things that really take an education in what you're buying. And I know a lot of people that would spend a lot more than the last person spent on a copy, and they've done very well because of their choices. So
I will say too, there's like people that spec on books, and then there's the way you spec on books, which is different.
how you mean like
you have like your series that you're like, I will buy this all day long. Like, there's certain series that he always will buy, even though they're not like hot, and even if you don't collect them.
All right.
Which I think is interesting.
And stupid. So, but I'm not going to change. Here's something. If I saw a full set right now, and but this is like normal. They're $5 each, with the keys being 10, 15. If someone had a set of Firestorms from the 80s and early 90s, I'd buy them right now. I look for them all the time because I'm a fan, and because there's a lot going on through that series. There's a lot of first appearances. There's just a lot of storytelling going on. So I'm always into Firestorm. I'm really into things like the Demon, you know. I'm into things people are not all into. The good news is that when I pop a 9.8 on something like that, and I try to buy the high grade copies in collections or another way, sometimes I bought them one at a time, but I've done them really well with things like the series The Demon, you know. So I like DC horror. If it looks scary and it says DC, and it's under 30 cents. But more than 12, chances are, I am always looking for that stuff. Anyway. So, I wanted to show you the kind of things I do invest in. And this is really about registration, page quality, and the copy you choose. So that's a book that, you know, I didn't steal that, but I didn't buy it during a time when it was hot. So this is the first appearance of Thanos, first appearance of Drax, first appearance of Blood Brothers, first appearance of Star Fox. It's an important book in Marvel that has been getting play in the MCU, but this book has been hot since I can remember. I actually had a 9.8 of this I sold in 2002. At the time, I sold it for $500. It was in the beginning of 9.8s, and I sold it on eBay, and I was stoked. I had probably paid $20 for this book, or $15. This book wasn't incredibly expensive until CGC. CGC kind of flipped it on its ear. So yeah, this is the kind of book, and the registration on this is really good. Every book I'm going to show you has white pages. I really don't buy the label, I buy the book. Hard to do on an auction sometimes, but a lot of these I did buy at auction, and I'm really happy with them. So this isn't something I sell now. This is something I'm going to hold on to, and to me it's an investment that if I have it for 5 years, I'm not going to be unhappy with it. The next one's Star Wars #1, if you don't mind holding that up. So this book is hot, and it's not going to not be hot. And 9.8's really the investment grade you hear people talking about for long term. So why am I holding a 9.6? Because of what it is. This particular copy has some of the best registration I've seen on a copy. It's registration, page quality, it's the way this book looks. It plays like a 9.8. So when I do invest in a book like this, and I didn't pay a little, I mean, I paid what I was supposed to pay, and I didn't buy it at the height of the market. This book's sick. Discerning collectors know, and discerning dealers know. And I'm going to show you some other books that maybe don't have those attributes. It's Fantastic Four 211, the first appearance of T-Rex. This is a hot book, and it's, I don't know, it's been higher than it is now. I did not buy it at its height. Always looking for a good copy of this. I just submitted one. I feel really confident I'm going to get a 9.8 on the one I submitted. It's actually a nicer copy than this. Is this a bad copy? The registration's off a tad. So when I'm investing in comics, and it's got white pages, it's got what it's supposed to have, but if you look at towards the bottom, you can start to see the back cover, and what you're looking for is that black line that is typically there, that runs along the border, to be perfectly even with the staples that should be on the spine. Here's another copy I bought in an auction. I did not buy this when it was not hot, but I also bought it at a really good time for a good price. And once again, registration, page quality, condition of the book. If I'm going to buy something like this to invest in, I will buy the very best copy. I'm here to tell you, I turn down 30 copies for one that I buy. All the time I see books I like, I'm looking at Batman 211, or I'm looking at something in the Bronze Age, or it could be a horror title. It looks great, but the registration's off, or the page quality's off. I'll wait. I mean, I'm not looking to just get these things unless I got a great deal on one. I'd get one and turn it. But that's not the kind of stuff I focus on. This is a great example. I had every Iron Fist and every Marvel premiere that featured Iron Fist. I paid money for these. Bought a guy's collection, and they were a registry set. They were the #2 registry set on CGC. Really nice books. Not one of them was improvable as I got them in. I'm not going to crack this and take a risk. If I can find things that make it a 9.6, I'm not going to crack it. But it's a great book. So I've sold all of them except that. And I'm not selling that for a while. Because I don't think it's seen its day. And there's not a tremendous amount of those out there. Where this book's a whole different matter. I just bought this. I got a very fair deal on it. And fair is good. Because fair right now, this is a book that actually is getting a lot of attention. Hard book to get anyway. Really hard to get in a high grade because people did not collect these like they did other Marvels, and they tore them up and read them. So Neil Adams art, one of my favorite Neil Adams covers because it tells you so much. The story happens right there. I'm not crazy about word balloons. I like a lack of word balloons more, I think, than word balloons on covers. But this one's cool because you kind of know what's going on. And by the way, that's Marvel Spotlight. I didn't say that's Marvel Spotlight #2. That's the first appearance.
Early one.
And that's the second time I think I've owned that book.
I like this one. Yeah,
so here's a great example of like when you cross the line and maybe your sensibility gets tested. So the registration on this book's not fantastic, not what I wanted. I bought that. Took me a year to get that book, negotiating with somebody. And this is the #1 House of Mystery in terms of horror. It's actually the second issue because the 174 features this format. First appearance of Kane, Neil Adams cover, and new stories. So in my world, this is the #1. And this book really kind of turned it on its ear a little bit and started bringing back some of that golden age allure. You got kids looking in a window, you got these big gargoyles. But the registration on this book's off. But I think there are 3 or 4 9/4s.
I mean, check this.
Put it up there. Rare as hen's teeth. You would not know how much that book's worth because I didn't buy it in something that gets recorded. But it's thousands of dollars in 9/4, and 9/6 is off the chart, and there aren't any 9/8s, or there wasn't last time I looked.
I'll show you.
So that's the kind of book, because it has white pages, the registration was okay. I don't know if I've ever seen a white page copy of that. Not that I've seen every copy, but those are off-white white 99% of the time. So when I saw white pages, I wouldn't give up on getting that book.
This one?
Yeah, so Fantastic Four 121 and 9/8 white pages. It even has some overspray on the cover. You'll see it on the scan. Super nice copy. Always looking for Silver Surfer appearances with a 15 or 20 cent price tag. Are you kidding me? They blow up. So that book cost me a lot of money, and I wouldn't sell it for twice as much as I paid for it because I'm going to hold on to it. I think I'm 70 issues short of an FF set going all the way up to 2022. Every book. But the 70 issues, I'd probably have to sell every single book I have to get them. I mean, the 70 issues. So here's another example of an investment grade.
Avengers 87.
Investment grade book. Not incredibly expensive, not cheap either. And it goes up and down, and I bought it in a downtime. This is the origin of Black Panther. Hey, this is a fantastic book, fantastic cover. It's not going anywhere. It's always going to be in demand. And this is kind of where I start. 9496 for a long-term investment. I don't think I'd buy less than that. And this is a super nice copy. Registration's great. Page quality, white pages.
John Buscema.
John Buscema art. High gloss, white back cover. That's the kind of book I put away and I just wait.
And the final one, Avengers 96.
Another example, Neil Adams cover. Not hard to get, just there's not a tremendous amount of 9/6s and 9/8s, and this book just plays a lot better in a 9/6, 9/8. Great Neil Adams cover early in that superhero series, and I dig that. So yeah, that's the kind of book. White pages, once again, I just put it away. And I got a bunch of stuff like this. So kind of showing you what we specialize in, and all of these aren't for sale. I try to wait to make sure that the profit I make on something like that was worth holding it. I'm not trying to kill on every single book.
I don't think you're gonna
I like
try
to get them
sell
back
this
out
one
there,
ever.
but that would be the last book I sold.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you're gonna sell that one anytime soon.
I mean, yeah. So if you ask me, like, which ones of these books would you not sell? It would hurt my feelings to sell any one of them, but I will. But it's that House of Mystery 175 that was just too hard to replace, where I think things like the Fantastic Four and the Avengers, even this Iron Fist, I've seen them in the raw, and I might be able to press another one and get it up into grade, where House of Mystery, not so much. So let's do an unboxing.
Yeah, so we have not very many. This is our last modern pre-screen that we have for a while.
Oh, we got some back.
Mm-hmm. We got one back on this
Wah,
one.
wah, wah.
I know, this is the first one too that we haven't had all
was
25. I can't remember. Not all 25 got 98. There was one that we didn't get 98 on.
Oh, I bet you I know. Oh, no.
It was Something's Killing the Children.
What the heck?
Yeah.
It's not even secured.
They, I guess, said they didn't care. It's the #1 Something's Killing the Children. It's that color break, probably.
It's got a fingerprint, too. I don't know if that's us or them.
No idea. But it didn't get 98.
It's got another color break. It's super nice.
It is really nice. Someone will buy that raw.
Yeah, and they'll like it.
I am sad
it's a
it
nice
didn't get 98 though, because it would look really good in a slab, but it's fine. Okay, so yeah, I have 3, 6, 9, 12 of these to show.
All right, so we have 12, and then we have the other 12 are doubles.
Just like duplicates, yeah. So 12 single covers.
Pop and lock. Let's go.
Cool. We got a bunch of these second printings of Moon Knight #1. We have so many Moon Knight #1s.
Yeah, does that tell you when we submitted those? So it's been a minute.
These are this is a really old submission that we've just been sitting on for a while.
I don't mind having them. These actually sell. I mean,
cool cover.
we're not making,
I don't see a lot of these on. Well, I haven't looked, but
Yeah.
this,
I mean, it's fine. We have a bunch.
yeah.
So
We have a bunch of these. This is the Del Auto variant of Moon Knight #1. This is the only copy we have of this.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. He's a cool artist.
And I like this series, and I actually like that cover.
Yeah. All right, next is Nice House on the Lake. We also have like a lot of this series.
Is this which printing?
This is I think this is #2, just the standard cover.
Okay.
Yep. We got a few of these.
Read this when it was coming out. I like it.
Spooky.
I dig it.
That cover's scary.
I like that cover.
Nightwing 81.
Okay. Yep. I like this book. Okay.
Got a couple of
I remember the
these.
submission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a cool one. Reptil #2.
I love dinosaur covers, you guys.
This one's cool too. We got a couple of these.
I love dinosaur covers. Yeah. I like the reptile.
I do too.
That was hot for like 14 seconds.
I know, that's probably when we sent it.
But I was buying them new. It wasn't like I was going
Maybe
after
she'll come
them.
out someday. Who knows?
Yeah. It's fine.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Robin #2. That's cool.
That's a great cover.
I really like it.
Is that the first appearance? Second appearance or something.
It doesn't say, yeah.
Ooh, it's a virgin.
Spider-Woman #5 Virgin variant. Yeah, this is really cool. I didn't look to see if this is worth anything. It probably
Who's
is.
the artist on that?
It is Mercado.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It is really cool. I love Virgin variants.
Looks like a painted cover. Yeah.
It does.
That's
He's
pretty
really
cool.
good.
I like the white.
Yeah.
The white really makes a pop. Yep.
Glad we got it slapped because we know that would get ruined immediately. And the rest of these are Star Wars. So we got Star Wars: The High Republic #7.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You know, I'm glad I bought a bunch of these 8 and I'll get 9/8. Right out of the pool box.
It's another variant edition of that.
Yeah, another 7. Mm-hmm. I dig them. I like the stories. I like. Oh yeah.
Yep, this is the #8.
Yep.
We got a few of these. This one was hot for a while.
It was. There's a lot of these out there, guys, but there's also a lot of fans, and I like to have these kind of things for later. I do think this is going to end up being a show at some point, but I'm not trying to throw any spec out there. I don't know any more than you do, guys.
#10.
I did hear
cool.
something about it, but
I like the green.
Yeah, no, the covers are really cool on these.
I
And
did hear something about it.
yeah,
At D23
I did hear
or whatever.
something. I don't know.
And here's another copy of this. We have this cover already. The film now too. Star
Yeah.
Wars War the Bounty Hunter Bosch.
Yep.
That cover's cool. And those are our moderns.
And I don't think we have moderns coming for. Well,
We don't. Well,
no,
we don't have
we
like
have some late bronze.
2020
We have some
plus.
bronze type stuff. I think the next 4 or 5 boxes we have are going to be fun.
I'm excited.
Speaking
We're
of
getting
having
one
a
for
fun
next week.
box, I want to do a quick segue to my brother Danny,
Oh my gosh,
who
yeah.
did an unboxing for this channel and for me, and we're going to go to it right here.
I can't believe
All right, David, I have a really special treat to share with you. I have an unboxing here today, and this book has kind of a really special significance for me, so let's just get right into it. So, while I'm doing this, I will say that there is one series, and I know you're going to know what I'm talking about. I'm going to say it, but there's one series I've collected my entire comic collecting life, and that is Brave and the Bold. And within the last year or so, I got to a point where I only needed one more book to complete Brave and the Bold 1 through 200 complete. And I have this knack for always saving the best for last. So I am really, get this out of there. I'm really happy to share with you Brave and the Bold number 28, first appearance of the Justice League in 7.5 with off-white to white pages. And that in itself is really special. You never see this book with pages above cream to off-white. What attracted me to this copy when I saw it in the auction was it had super nice colors on it. So I'm gonna get up real nice and close here to show you. It's got really nice bright colors on it. It's like perfectly centered. And it's a great grade. It's right there, very fine minus. So Brave and the Bold 28. From 1973 until 2022, it took me to complete Brave and the Bold 1 through 200. Thanks for sharing this with me.
Yeah, so he didn't even really mention that's Starro's first, book. And I told him after I saw the video, I'm like, dude, what about Starro? He goes, no one cared about Starro until Suicide Squad came out. I'm like, they actually had some stuff in Justice League later too, and we showed some of those covers with them all stuck to the face.
Yeah, whenever we
and they're flying through the air, which they absolutely ripped and put in. Anyway, he cracks me up. That is a great book. Only took him 40 years to get it. And we have a bunch of other episodes of our comic book show and tell coming up with lots of different collectors. And thanks so much for all your responses and for your engagement. We feel these videos are going to be around for a long time, and they're going to be relevant no matter when you look at them, because those books don't change. And those pedigrees and those stories are so important for the comic community to kind of get that sense of belonging, that we know that this is more than a business for people, it's a passion.
Vintage Comics Show and Tell, I'll link it down below if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out because it is very interesting and cool. Anyway, thanks guys. We'll see you next week. Congratulations to the 500 subscriber winners. Woohoo!
On to 1,000.